Humingi po kami ng kapatawaran sa iyong sa aming mga kasalanan, pagkat kami nagkakasala sa iyo sa isip, sa salita at sa gawa. Ito po ang aming samot dalangin. Pasalamat sa pangalan ni Jesus na aming tagapagligtas. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Alright.
Amen. Attendance check po muna tayo saglit po para po
Alright.
malaman natin sinong absent. Say present na lang po sa mga present, siyempre. Patrick Colegado,
Present po.
Abigail Mascarina,
Present.
Sir Krishna Lumandas, okay, wala. Donato Vicente, wala pa. Jennifer Ungriano, naku, nag-CR pa ata. Armel Adriano,
Present po.
Jolly Arquero, tama, Aquero,
Present. Arquero po.
Arquero. Mary Joy
Yes.
Salundaga,
Present po.
Rondel Bacauco,
Present.
Joel Paris, wala. Giselle Ungriano, present po. Jocelyn Morbo, absent. Jason Hermosora, drop na ata, wala si Jason. Sarlen Carpio, at Joyce Buhisan. Sino po ang hindi natawag? Sino tong si Church Christ? Hindi nagsasalita. Meron pa po bang hindi natawag? Ay, nabukas siya. Hello po, meron po bang hindi natawag sa ating attendance? Si Sir Manny ba? Ay, Sir Manny po ba to? Ikaw ba yan, Sir Manny? Okay po, pwede na po tayo magsimula, sir. Wala naman pong hindi natawag.
Okay, so can we start na?
Yes, sir.
Saglit lang So before we start, kumusta naman yung inyong natutunan last time? Baka kasi kumusta naman ang inyong natutunan last time? Who can volunteer?
Mabuti naman po, sir. Jolly Arquero here. That's good.
Ano ang inyong natutunan last time?
Ay, anong natutunan? Well, marami po, sir. Actually, lalo na yung about, yun nga, sa managing the church. And so far, sir, based from my experience talaga is marami. At maraming salamat din, sir, sa pag-share through this subject online. At marami pang matutunan for sure, sir, in the future. At mai-apply po namin dito sa Montalban, Rizal.
Alright. Sige. So, thank you. So, today we were going to discuss naman the art of delegation. May clear naman, no? Naririnig naman ako dyan.
Yes, sir.
So, sige, let's start it quickly. So, the art of delegation. Nakahabang ako dito sa ano. Okay, sige, Ma'am Jolly, please read. The art of delegation, the power of leverage. Alright, so what is leverage? Sige nga, Ma'am Jolly. Who can read? Who wants to volunteer? Kita ba? Kita? Hello?
Sobrang late, sir. Hindi ko makita.
Okay, so sige. Ayan, malaki na. Anyway, sige ako na lang. What is leverage? Leverage can have several meanings depending on the context in which it is used. Alright? So here are a couple common definition. Number one, in a more general sense, leverage refers to ability to influence or manipulate a situation to achieve a desired outcome. It involves using resources, relationships, or advantages effectively to accomplish goals or solve problems. For example, a person might leverage their skills, knowledge, or connection to advance their career or negotiate a favorable deal. In both cases, leverage involves using something to gain an advantage or achieve a particular result, whether it is in the realm of finance or more broadly in strategic decision making and problem solving. So, bakit may leverage? Importante ba ang leverage sa... may tumatawag ba? Kanina yan. Importante ba ang leverage? Teka lang ha. Importante ba ang leverage sa management? Of course. Leverage is part of management because it gives ano bang paano natin sabihin to? It gives parang mas mabilis ang pagde-decide or pagbibigay ng task. Sa isang church, kapag mag-isa lang ang isang leader, most likely mababurnout siya. So importante na nalileverage niya ang sarili niya. Alright? Okay? You get the point? Hello? Do you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's continue. Kung walang tanong. Kung may tanong kayo, mag-raise hand lang kayo. So, what are the three major work of the church? Anyone? Before I proceed. Kung kayo ay nag-aral last time. What are the three major work of the church? Hello? So, the three major work of the church are the evangelism, the benevolence, and the edification. Alright? So, kapag busy ang church mo sa ibang bagay, liban dito sa tatlo, you are working differently. Okay? So, ang church, dito dapat umiikot ang kanyang trabaho. Alright? The three work of the church. What are those again? The benevolence, the evangelism, and the edification. Alright, to discuss that thing, what is edification? So, sa simpleng pananalita, also known as spiritual growth or building. Building up involves the process of nurturing and strengthening believers in their faith and discipleship journey. In short, any program sa church, alright, any program sa church na nakakatulong sa building up spiritual growth and involves the process of nurturing and strengthening believers, that is edification. Okay? Ang visitation ba ay edification or evangelism? Tawag na tayo. Sino bang mga nandyan? Jennifer. Ang visitation.
Evangelism.
Tama ba yun? Kung ang binibisita natin ay member, pasok siya sa edification. Pero kung ang binibisita natin ay non-member, evangelism yun. Alright? So, evangelism refers to practice of sharing the Christian gospel or the good news with others with the goal of leading them to faith in Jesus Christ. So, maraming uri ng form of evangelism. Diba? Evangelism can take many forms including personal conversation, evangelistic events, outreach initiative, mission trips, and the use of various forms of media and technology to share the gospel. So, yung COCSTC natin ay part ng ating both evangelism and edification program. Alright? By doing this, kagaya nito, part ito ng COCSTC natin, ang mga estudyante natin ngayon ay mga members na. So, this is edification. Pero kapag ang estudyante naman natin ay mga hindi member ng church, that is evangelism. Alright? So, iikot sa tatlo ang work of the church, ha? Always remember that. The evangelism, the benevolence, and the edification. Ano naman itong benevolence? Benevolence refers to acts of kindness, compassion, and assistance provided to those in need, both within and outside the church community. So, in short, ito yung pagtulong. Kaya tayo tumutulong, kaya tayo nagbibigay ng benevolent. Alright? So, remember that these are the three major work of the church. So, how to divide this work of the church in order to avoid burnout or stressed out? Ang pinaka-problema ng maraming ministers ay madali silang ma-burnout. Madali silang ma-stressed out. Alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi hindi nila na-divide ang sarili nila. Alright? So, it is very important for the minister, for the church leaders to delegate their job. So, how to divide this work of the church in order to avoid burnout? So, bago ko sagutin yan, let's discuss first what's the difference between active and proactive. So, the term active and proactive are often used to describe different approaches or behaviors in various contexts. Here, the breakdown of the key difference between them. Yung active, being active means being engaged in action or movement, often in response to a situation. So, ito yung active. Yung normal nating definition ng active. Alright? So, maraming event, maraming activity, yan ang active. Ano naman yung proactive? So, being proactive involves taking anticipatory action or initiative to prevent problems, seize opportunities, or shape future outcomes. So, yung proactive, hindi pa nangyayari, naisip niya na. And then, nag-iisip siya doon sa anong makukuha niyang opportunity at nag-iisip din siya kung ano ang future outcome nito. Nakuha niyo po ba? So, the difference is, yung active lang. I mean, may movement, may galaw. That's active. Yung proactive ay napiprevent niya ang future problems, nasiseize niya ang opportunity, or nasishape ang future outcome. So, ano ang pinakamaganda rito? Being active or being proactive? What do you think? Hello? What do you think? Proactive, of course.
Active, sir.
Yung proactive, nag-iisip siya, ano ang mapapala ko rito? Ano ang outcome nito? Ang active, basta masaya lang. Oy, punta tayo doon kasi may activity. Okay, pagkatapos ng activity, masaya yung activity, tapos ang ending, masaya lang, napagod lang ako. Wherein sa proactive, merong future outcome, merong opportunity. Oy, kailangan natin itong gawin kasi ito ang mangyayari. Ganito ang mangyayari sa atin. Alright? Kaya yung proactive, doon din kinuha ang salitang productive. So, pag gagawa tayo ng activity, hindi lang dapat tayo gumawa ng activity for the sake of activity. Dapat productive tayo sa activity na yan. Alright? When I say alright, you say okay. Alright? Walang sumagot.
Okay.
Let's continue. So, how to avoid burnout? Alam nyo, marami nang nagsusuicide ng mga pastor sa ibang bansa. Actually, kahit sa Pilipinas, marami na nagko-quit sa ministry. Mga preachers, ministers, pastors, dahil nababurnout sila. Bakit kaya? Because they don't learn to delegate the job. Delegation is essential for effective leadership. Alright? Team performance and organizational success. By delegating tasks and responsibilities appropriately, leaders can leverage the strength of their team members, maximizing productivity, foster innovation, and build a culture of empowerment and collaboration. Delegate and create a committee. Okay, dinelegate mo na yung trabaho. And then, bigyan mo sila ng committee. Bakit importante ba ang mga committee? Sa mga congregation na wala pang elders and deacons, importante na magkaroon muna ng mga committee and subcommittee. Anong purpose ng mga committee na ito? Para mahati-hati natin ang trabaho. A committee is a group of individual appointed or elected to perform a specific task or make decision on behalf of a larger organization or entity. Committee are commonly used in a various setting, including government bodies, non-profit organization, corporation, and as I previously mentioned, churches. Okay? So the purpose of committee is to leverage the collective expertise, experience, and perspective of its members to achieve specific goals or address particular issues. Committees may be temporary or permanent, depending on the nature of the task they are assigned to. They typically operate according to established rules, procedures, and guidelines, and their decision or recommendation may be subject to approval by the higher authority within the organization. Ito yung diniscuss natin last time. Okay? Yung pagdi-divide na ng mga task. So, here are some common examples of committees in many churches. Ito ay mga sample lang. You can create your own. Actually, magkakaroon kayo ng case study sa church na kung saan kayo. Pag-aaralan natin kung healthy ba ang management ng church, or ano ba ang maganda, or ano ba ang effective, or bakit ganito ang strategy niya, and so on and so forth. Kasi pag-aaralan natin ang mga churches na kung saan nandiyan kayo. Alright, so meron tayong tinatawag na financial committee. Ang financial committee responsible for overseeing the church finance affairs, including budget, fundraising, financial planning, and stewardship education. Ano pa? Worship committee. Coordinates worship service, music ministry, liturgical elements, and other aspects related to congregational worship. Outreach and evangelism committee. Focus nito, reaching out to the local community and beyond with the message of the gospel. This may include organizational evangelistic events, community service project, and mission trips. So, yung Outreach and Evangelism Committee, sila nag-iisip kung ano ang mga evangelistic events natin. Mag-feeding ba tayo? Mag-film showing ba tayo? Mag-bring a friend ba tayo? Mag-youth activity ba tayo? Community service, ibig sabihin, ano ang magagawa ng church sa community? Okay? Kaya nga community service. And then mission trips. Saan tayo pupunta? Mag-VBS tayo doon, mag-gospel sharing tayo doon, and so on and so forth. Ano pa? Christian Education Committee. Oversees educational programs for all ages groups. Alam niyo, itong Christian Education Committee, napaka-importante nito sa congregation. Hindi lang dapat tayo, lalo na yung mga members, no? Mga members sa mga committee, mga ministry partners, mga members, hindi lang dapat ang mga prospect natin or mga young people lang natin ang nag-i-educate. Dapat kasama tayo. Alam nyo, ako, including myself, nag-i-educate din ako. Naghahanap din ako ng paano ako mag-educate kasi importante hindi tayo nauubusan. Kasi tayo yung nagpapakain, tayo yung nagli-lead sa congregation. So, yung Christian Education Committee, hindi lang ito patungkol sa youth ministry. Kasama din dyan yung adult education classes and discipleship groups. Kaya yung ating theology class dito sa ating church sa COCSTC natin is part ng adult classes at saka discipleship groups. Kasi itong mga ganitong lesson, hindi naman to basta-basta nalilesson sa mga Bible study eh. Tama? Sa mga ganitong klase natin to na pag-uusapan, especially sa church management. Na ang akala sometimes natin, sapat na yung tinuruan natin ng mga bata, tinuruan natin ng mga youth, but at the end of the day, tayo, walang nagtuturo sa atin. So, napaka-importante na may nagtuturo din sa atin. continuous education. Alright? If you have question, just raise your hand. And then ano pa? Property and Maintenance Committee. Manage the upkeep and maintenance of the church buildings, ground, and facilities. This committee may also responsible for long-term planning related to property development and renovation project. Dito sa amin, ang tawag ko dyan ay Building and Maintenance Committee. So sila in charge sa ano ba, maglalagay ba tayo ng kortina, magpapalit ba tayo ng kortina, magpapalit ba tayo ng bubong, and so on and so forth. Maglalagay ba tayo ng tarpaulin. Ang malungkot dyan, kung si pastor, siya lahat. Hindi nyo naman lang tulungan. So, pagtulungan natin. Alright? Ano pa? May tinatawag na Personnel Committee. Handles matters related to church staff, including hiring, evaluation, compensation, and staff development. Nandyan din yung mga related sa mga, yung 201 files, ganon, and so on and so forth. Social Justice Committee, ayan, sa ibang churches meron yan. Kumbaga, parang ito yung sa reconciliation, sa advocating, human rights, yung mga ganon. Social justice, ganyan. Ano pa? Stewardship Committee, encourage members use their time, talents, and resource. Technology and Communication Committee, Hospitality Committee, Prayer Ministry, ayan. Dito sa tester, meron kaming, ano ba tawag natin doon? Anong tawag natin doon, Abby?
Prayer warrior.
Prayer warrior. Di, parang pinalitan na ni Sensei Paul. Prayer army. So, importante din yan. Hindi lang yung more in physical. Meron din dapat spiritual ministry team. So, meron tayong prayer warrior. Importante yung team na nananalangin para sa mga leaders, sa congregation, at sa mga prayer request. Ando na tayo na, importante pa ba yun, bro? Kanya-kanya naman, pwede naman tayo mag-pray. Yeah, pwede naman, kanya-kanya tayo pwede mag-pray. Pero iba pa rin kung meron kang prayer ministry team. Ang trabaho lang talaga nila is, nasa backup sila ng church, sila ang taga-pray. Alright? So, I would like to encourage everyone to create their own prayer ministry team. And then, Mission Committee oversees the church mission outreach efforts, including support for missionaries, mission trips, and partnership with mission organization. So, ito ay example lamang ng mga ministries. So, you can create ministries or committees depende doon sa need ng congregation. Alright? So, a good leader knows how to delegate the job. So, absolutely, effective delegation is a hallmark of good leadership. Here's why a good leader should know how to delegate. Overall, effective delegation is essential for good leadership. By delegating tasks appropriately, leaders can focus on strategic priorities, leverage team strength, empower and develop team members, promote ownership and accountability, foster collaboration and teamwork, increase efficiency and productivity, and build trust and confidence within the organization. Hindi lang to applicable sa church management, applicable to sa lahat ng uri ng management. A good leader knows how to delegate the job. Kasi, ang weakness ng ibang good leader is sinosolo ang trabaho. Ang weakness niyan, dahil ang thinking nila, baka hindi ma-perform ng maayos kapag dinelegate ko. Kaya yung iba, may fear sa delegation. Baka kako, pag finorward ko ito kay ganito, pumalpak siya. Okay? So, a good leader knows how to exactly delegate the job. So, in delegation the job, before you delegate the job, siyempre, una, i-assess mo muna kung kanino mo i-delegate yung job. Second, i-train mo. May training. Para at least alam mo na, capable na siya. Marunong na siya. Saka mo ngayon i-delegate yung job. Alright? So, pag dinelegate ka ng leader ng job, na hindi ka tinraining, ibig sabihin, mataas ang expectation sa'yo. Ibig sabihin, magaling ka na. Pero, importante pa rin na natitrain siya. So, delegation is a sign of a good leader. Ano ang advantage pag nade-delegate niya ang trabaho? Number one, makaka-focus siya on strategic priorities. Leaders often have multiple responsibilities and strategic priorities. Delegating tasks allows leader to focus their time and energy to high-impact activities that require their attention, such as strategic planning, decision-making, and relationship building. For example, may meeting daw, halimbawa, nagsabay yung dalawang trabaho, may meeting sa mission, tapos At the same time, kailangan niyang bumili ng, ano bang pwede nating example? Kailangan niyang bumili ng tubo kasi lumalabas na yung tubig doon sa doon sa gripo. Sira yung tubo, naaaksa yung tubig. So, kung ikaw ay good leader, marunong ka mag-delegate o ikaw muna umattend doon or ikaw muna bumili ng tubo. So, itong number 1, maiisip niya ngayon kung ano yung magiging priority niya na makakapagbigay ng, ang sabi nga natin dito, high impact activities. So, kung saan siya mas priority, mas kailangan, mas in demand. So, mauunahan niya na, mabibigyan niya na ng time yon. Alright? Number 2, leverage team strength. Delegating tasks to team members who have the skills and expertise to handle them effectively ensures that work is completed efficiently and high standard. A good leader recognizes the strength and talents of their team members and leverage those strengths through delegation. Halimbawa, ako, in my case, hindi ako magaling sa karpentero, yung mga construction area, edi ibigay mo dun sa magaling para mai-develop pa niya, mas mai-deliver niya pa ng effective yung gagawin niya. So, leverage team strength. So, wag din nating sabihin na alam ko yan, alam ko lahat yan, alam ko to. Parang wala pa akong nakitang ganung tao na alam niya lahat. No? So, a good leader should also know the strength of every members na meron siya. Ito, magaling si ganito sa pagtatanim. Ito, magaling si ganito sa pagko-construct. Ito, magaling si ganito sa management, sa paperworks. So, you have to understand kung sino-sino doon ang magaling sa area. And then, if you are the leader, i-delegate mo yung trabaho doon. Remember, if you delegate the job, delegate also the power. Power means the power to decide. No, para hindi na magpabalik-balik sa iyo. For example, nagpagawa ka nga ng logo, lahat naman ng detalye dapat manggaling sa iyo, nagpagawa ka pa. Di ba? I mean, magpagawa ka logo, bigyan mo ng pinaka-layout niya, ito, ang gusto kong kulay niyan, blue ha, ganito, ganyan. O, then, hayaan mo na siya. Gumawa noon. Alright? The same also with other things. When you delegate the job, delegate also power. Alright? Let's continue. Ano pa? Effective leadership is in delegation of power. Bakit? It promotes ownership and accountability. Alright? Ma-feel nung pinagdelegitan mo ng trabaho na, parang part ako nitong project na to. And then number 2, foster collaboration and teamwork. Pag nade-delegate kasi natin ang trabaho, ang nangyayari, parang meron siyang nade-develop yung collaboration kasi parte siya. Kasi kapag hindi siya nagiging parte, ang sasabihin ng iba, siya lang naman yan. Hayaan mo siya dyan. Diba? Hindi sila magpa-participate. At kapag hindi sila magpa-participate, you are failed sa leadership. Okay? Marami ding magaling magsalita sa congregation. Akala lang natin, preacher lang yung magaling. I-cultivate mo, i-train mo para mas lalo pang gumaling. Meron akong mga kakilala, hindi sila makaalis sa Sunday. Kasi ang katwiran nila, pag umalis sila sa Sunday, yung congregation patay. Ibig sabihin, walang magpa-function. Tapos pag tinanong mo, ilang years na yung congregation nyo? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Tapos hanggang ngayon, ikaw pa rin na nagsasalita. Gets nyo? So, dapat part ng leadership is lahat ng pwedeng magsalita, maturuan niyang magsalita. Para in case na wala siya, may magsasalita. Alright? Kasi part nga ng effective leadership is delegation. Alright? So, it also increases efficiency and productivity. Magiging efficient ka. Delegate task allows work to be distributed among team members based on their skills and availability, leading to increased efficiency and productivity by delegating effectively. Dito sa amin, iba ang team ng gumagawa ng visitation, ibang team ang gumagawa ng worship, ibang team ang gumagawa ng mission. Lahat ay dapat kumilos. Kasi church naman natin ito. Hindi naman to church ng isang tao lang. Alright? So, kapag nade-delegate natin ang job, number 4, build trust and confidence. Delegate and task demonstrate trust and confidence in team members' abilities, which strengthen also the leader-follower relationship. When team members feel trusted and valued, they are more motivated to perform well and contribute to the success of the organization. Alright? So, delegation is important. Delegation is just as important in church ministry as it is in any other organizational context. So, here's why delegation is crucial in the context of church ministry. Number 1, effective use of gifts and talents. Within the church community, there are often individuals with diverse gifts, talents, and abilities. Delegation allows leaders to identify and mobilize these gifts for ministry by assigning tasks and responsibilities based on individual strength and interest. Leaders can ensure that each member of the church body has the opportunity to contribute meaningfully to the work of the ministry. Number 2, multiplication of leaders. So, sa delegation daw pala, nakakapag-multiply ka na ng leaders kasi nagli-lead sila ng mga subgroups. Delegation is essential for developing and empowering new leaders within the church. Tandaan nyo to lahat ng nagtitake ng leaders, na mga leaders subukan mo, obserbahan mo, in 1 year time, in one year, huwag kang tumayo sa pulpit. Tapos, i-train mo lang ng mga leaders, mga new leaders, or i-delegate mo ang trabaho sa preaching. Kasi, ang magiging trabaho mo noon, mentoring na lang. Okay, nandun na siya. Obserbahan mo ngayon siya. Gagawa ka ngayon ng comment. Okay, pagkatapos niya, share mo ngayon yung comment mo sa kanya. Okay, you're doing good. And then next time, do this. Ganon. In 1 year time, na-duplicate mo na ang sarili mo. Hindi pala na-duplicate, na-multiplicate. If you have 10 na mini-mentor, hindi mo na problema yun. After 1 year, di may 10 na nagsasalita. Kaysa, yung iba takot kasi ang gusto nilang mangyari, sila lang ang magaling at lahat dapat, sorry for the word, bobo dapat at ako lang ang magaling. So, hindi dapat ganon. I-share mo yung lahat. Kasi, ang good leadership knows how to delegate. Ano pa? Equipping the saints for ministry. Nai-equip mo sila. Actually, itong delegation, mutual benefit. Nagbe-benefit yung pinaka-leader, nagbe-benefit din yung binibigyan ng trabaho. Bakit? Nai-equip siya. One of the key roles on church leaders is to equip and empower the members of their congregation for ministry. Delegation is a practical way to fulfill the mandate as it allows leader to involve and engage the entire church body in the work of the ministry by delegating tasks such as teaching, outreach, discipleship, and service. Kaya nangyayari doon sa ibang mga church na yung term ba na binabayaran yung preacher. I am against that term. Ang nangyayari ay binabayaran ka naman namin, so ikaw lang ang gagawa niyan. So that is very wrong. Lahat po tayo ay tinawag para mag-evangelize, lahat po tayo tinawag para magpalakasan, lahat po tayo tinawag para sa gawain ng iglesia. Hindi lang sa isang tao or sa bayad. Alright? That is a very negative. Kaya nangyayari, pag umalis yung bayad, walang mangyayari sa kanila. Ang mangyayari sa kanila ulit, mag-hire na naman sila ng may babayaran. Bakit? Hindi sila na-equip. Hindi sila marunong. Kasi kung marunong sila, hindi sila maghahanap. Nakuha nyo? Nakuha nyo po? Alam nyo ba na very rare na ngayon ng mga ministers? Question number 1. Very rare ang mga ministers ngayon kasi pababa ng pababa ang may interest na pumasok sa ministry. Alright? Hear me out Kaya ang tawag ko sa mga pumapasok sa ministry, mga endangered species na sila. Bigyan ko kayo halimbawa, sa batch namin, 17 kami na gumraduate sa theology. Ang nagtuloy lang, ako na lang. I mean, si JR, ayan, kasama ko, pero hindi nag full-time ba? Hindi full-time. Yung hindi talaga nag-commit para sa isang church. Naging partner ko si JR. Pero ang point is, asan yung 16? Asan yung 15? At ngayon, paunti ng paunti ang mga pumapasok sa Bible School. Ngayon, may mga anak kayo. Magkakaroon kayo ng anak in the future. Question number 1. Sino kaya ang magmi-minister sa mga anak ninyo? Palagay ninyo. Diba? So that is very, very, very alarming if we will not equip all members na magpatuloy. Alright? Ano pa? Effective delegation is important. Why? This is one of the effective time management. Pastors, ministers, and church leaders often have numerous responsibilities and limited time and energy. Delegation allows them to prioritize their workload and focus on tasks that requires their unique skills and expertise. By entrusting other capable individual with certain responsibilities, leaders can free up time for prayer, study, pastoral care, and other essential aspect of ministry. Yung bang pati ba naman pagbabayad pa ng Meralco, tatrabahuin pa ng pastor? I-delegate na natin yan. Yun bang pagbili pa ng ganito, nakuha nyo? Yung pinaka-major role niya, hindi niya na magampanan. Kasi na-overload na siya doon sa ibang gagawin. Which is, maraming mga churches, ganyan ang sitwasyon. Na-overload. Kaya nangyari, na-burn out. Nung na-burn out, tumigil na, nag-quit, na-discourage, nag-quit. Alright, number 2, encouragement of unity and collaboration. Delegation fosters spirit of unity and collaboration within the church community. Alam niyo, masarap tingnan yung church na yung buong team gumagalaw. Yung wala bang pabigat. Gusto niyo ba yun? Gusto niyo po ba yun? Patrick, palagay mo.
Opo.
Di ba? Ang sarap tingnan yung church na lahat gumagalaw. Lahat kumikilos, lahat may ministry, lahat may activity, lahat. Ang sarap nun. Alam mo ang sekreto nun kung nasaan? Nasa leader. Kung marunong siyang mag-delegate ng trabaho. Dahil kapag hindi siya marunong mag-delegate ng trabaho, ang backfire nun, sa leader din. Siya lang ang mapapagod. Di ba? Siya lang ang mababurn out, siya yung ma-exhaust. Di ba? So, mutual benefit ito sa lahat. Kung ikaw naman ay naitalagang youth minister, meron kang youth, ilan ang youth mo? Pili ka ngayon ng officer. Yung officer na nagpa-function ha. Ikaw in charge sa social media natin ha. I-promote mo dito yung ating mga activity. Ikaw naman ang in charge pag meron tayong mga luto-luto, ikaw nang bahala dyan. Ikaw in charge, ikaw ang driver namin. Ikaw in charge sa mga pag may bago, ikaw ang mag-entertain sa bago para hindi naman siya parang alop or napag-iwanan o na-OP. Ikaw yung usher, ikaw yung ganito, ikaw yung ganoon. Para pag nag-start ka, kunyari, ikaw yung youth minister, hindi lahat sa'yo. Ikaw na nagluto, ikaw pa nag-post sa social media, ikaw pa nag-preach, ikaw pa naglinis pagkatapos. Ano ba yan? That is poor management. Doon mo makikita na poor management. Ikaw naman, parang feeling mo, kailangan kong sipagan ko to. Mali. Leader ka eh. So, pag na-maximize mo yung team mo, you are a good leader. Na-utilize mo, na-maximize mo yung team mo according to their skills, you are a good leader. Ano nga ulit ang meaning ng leader according to Maxwell? Anyone? Leadership is it a position? Sino ang makakasagot? Exempted na, meron ng 10 points agad. Leadership is, hulaan nyo lang. Try. Sinong malakas ang loob? One word lang. Leadership is?
The action of leading a group of people or organization.
So, one word lang. Leadership is? Sige, sagot
Group
lang.
of
Sir, doing the right thing.
One word lang. Ang hinahanap ko, one word lang. Leadership is one word.
Doing the right thing.
Sabi, haba nun,
Influence.
doing the right. Yun, influence.
Influencer.
Influence. Okay, ganito yan ha. Ikaw yung may talagang leader. Pero wala kang influence sa members mo. You are not a leader. Walang nakikinig sa iyo eh. Di ba? Merong nilagay siyang leader. Paglagay niya ng leader, ay sir, wala hong nakikinig sa akin. Hindi ka leader. Leadership is influence. Yung bang, pag nagsalita ka, susunod yung tao. Hindi sila sunod dahil na puwersa, kundi parang meron kang karisma na mapapasunod sila. That is leadership. Now, in the church, importante na you are leader. You are a leader. Yung bang, okay mga kapatid, ano tayo? Prayer meeting tayo mamaya. Okay, sige, sunod sila. Pero yung may prayer meeting tayo mamaya, tapos walang sumulpot kahit isa. Di ba? O yan, question. Yung bang leader na kasama nyo ngayon, may influence ba sila sa inyo? O, sagutin nyo na muna sa sarili nyo yan. Pangalawa, ikaw na nagtitake ng leadership kay committee level or any ministry that you have, meron ka bang influence dyan sa mga members mo? Kung meron, then you are a leader. Pero kung wala kang influence dyan sa members mo, malis ka na dyan. Hindi ka pinakikinggan dyan. Gets? O, sige, si Patrick ba yan? Sino ang nakasagot?
Randel po, Randel.
Rondel. Sige, si Rondel, for the record, meron ka ng 10 points.
Wow.
Exempted ka na ngayon sa quiz natin.
Wow.
Alright, so, in summary, delegation is vital for effective ministry in the church. By leveraging the gifts and talents of members, multiplying leaders, equipping the saints for ministry, managing time efficiently, fostering unity and collaboration, and facilitating scalability, and growth. Delegation enables the church to fulfill its mission and vision more effectively. So, ang ating topic ngayong araw ay the art of delegation. Oy, question na pala. Any question so far? May naintindihan po? The same also to with with ladies class. Kunyari, diyan sa Rizal, Montalban, yung bang ladies class nyo organize? Sino ang nilagay nyong president? Sinong nilagay nyong dapat i-organize yan, i-organize. Kahit sabihin mo, ay, ang member namin, 4 lang, ang member namin, 5, ang member namin, 10. I-organize nyo pa rin. Tandaan ninyo, si Jesus Christ, 12 lang ang minanage niya. Pero, dahil maayos ang pagkakadelegate niya, paano dinelegate ni Jesus yon? He sent it 2 by 2s. Sino ang treasurer nila? Si Judas. Okay? Sino ang parang pinaka-leader nila? Si Peter. 'Di ba? So the rest are team members na kapag nandito ang Panginoon, yung isa nag-aasikaso sa mga tao, yung isa nag-aasikaso sa collection, yung isa nag-aasikaso sa pagkain, yung isa nag-aasikaso sa Panginoon. Sino yung lagi nag-aasikaso sa Panginoon? Si John, the beloved. So si Jesus, 12 lang yung dala niya for 3 years. So wag niyong tingnan na, ay, nainggit ako dun sa kabilang congregation, marami sila. Ay, kami ko konti lang, nakakatamad. Hindi ganoon. Saan ba nagsimula ang marami? Sa konti. So kapag organize kayo na konti lang kayo, mas maganda nga i-organize ang konti eh. Walang masyadong kalaban. Walang masyadong tawag doon, opposition. Kasi konti lang kayo, nagkakaintindihan kayo eh. So, may leader kayo para hindi laging inaasa kay pastora. Sino si pastora? Si preacher's wife. Laging tinatanong, oy sister, anong gagawin natin? Kung organized na kayo, na-organize na ninyo yung mga activities ninyo, na-organize ninyo kung sino ang gagawa nito, na-organize ninyo kung sino ang which is which, na-divide ninyo ang task, at saka yung mga subtask, na i-distribute ninyo yung trabaho, o di, kahit may umabsent na isa dyan, tatakbo yan. Hindi kamukha ng unorganized organization. Pag na-absent ng isa, na-absent ng dalawa, pilay na. So, dito mo makikita if the organization has a good leadership. Kung kahit mawala siya, for example, ako, nawala ako, and then the church here still continue yung activities, ibig sabihin, yung leadership mo ay na-delegate mo ng maayos yung trabaho. Alright? Okay? So, any questions so far? So, to sum up everything, pinag-aralan lamang ang pamagat ng ating lesson. Pwede nyo i-screenshot yan. The art of delegation. That's the power of leverage. Diniscuss natin ang leverage. Diniscuss natin ang three major work of the church: the evangelism, the benevolence, and the edification. And then, diniscuss din natin on how to divide that program. Diniscuss din natin ang active and proactive. And then, we also learned to delegate the job by creating committees. And then, meron na tayong binigay dito na iba't ibang uri ng committee. Ito ay sample lamang. So, it depends on the congregation or the churches on how they create their own ministries or committees. So, binanggit din natin about the delegation, that a good leader knows how to delegate the job. Alright? Any questions so far? We will end at 9 minutes. So, sige, let's proceed with the question. May tanong pa? Jolly, may tanong? Patrick.
Wala po, sir.
Naintindihan naman ang lesson natin.
Wala po. Apo, naintindihan naman po.
Oy, si Malby pala nandito. Hello, Malby from Cebu. Alright, so kung wala nang tanong, let's proceed with our questions. Sige, except sino ba itong exempted?
Sir Rondel.
Rondel, ang ilagay mo sa papel, Rondel. Leadership is influence. Perfect. Tapos nakalagay, exempted. Ilagay mo pangalan mo. Picturean mo yan.
Sir.
Ano yan?
Except ano yan, bro? Seryoso po ba yung exempted sa quiz?
Seryoso nga yun. Mukha ba akong hindi seryoso?
Seryoso nga daw, bro.
Kasi gusto kong maintindihan ninyo that leadership is influence.
Thank you po.
Okay?
Dapat naisip ko na yun. Yakin sana yun eh.
Gusto ko maintindihan ninyo that leadership is influence. When you take leadership role, it is very important that you have influence to your members. Or else, para ka lang puppet dyan na walang gustong makinig at maniwala sa'yo. So you should have the influence. Alam nyo, kaya nga ang motto natin sa COCSTC, di ba? Empower to influence. Ibig sabihin ng empower, pupunuin namin kayo ng maraming alam. I-equip namin kayo mula sa theological skills hanggang sa test day skills and the rest of the skills na available. And then, gamitin mo yan to influence others. Amen? Para ang creation namin sa ating mga estudyante, hindi lang normal na estudyante, kundi para maging leader sila. Alright? Alright? Maganda talaga sana kung face-to-face tayo, no? Para nakikita ko mga mukha ninyo. Next time, mag-face-to-face tayo, yung magandang klase. Alright, so this will be our questions. Paki-screenshot na lang. Kita ba?
Ay.
Maliit?
Paano ba? Maliit.
So, 1, 2, 3. What are the three major tasks of or work of the church?
Three major tasks.
Yung tatlo. And then 4 to 8. 4 to 8. Give at least 5 committees that are common in churches. And then 9 to 10, dalawa lang. What is the benefit in delegation? Alright? Hello? Sige, Sis Abby. Makisuyo ulit. Hello? Ano muna tayo? Tawag doon.
Hello po. Sorry po, hindi po ako nasa biyahe pa lang po.
Ganun. Sige, sino kayang pwede?
Hello?
Okay,
Sorry po.
naintindihan ko po.
Ako na lang po, sir.
Alright, sige. Screenshot ninyo kasi we only have 5 minutes left. Na-screenshot nyo ba yung questions?
Yes po.
Ayan, paki-screenshot muna natin ang ating mga sarili.
Ang ingay ng ano.
Pa-open na lang po ng cam.
Sige, hayaan mo na yung iba na hindi nag-open. Si Abby, pag tininan, parang thank you.
Okay po. 1, 2, 1.
Sir Tom, sa'yo yata yun.
Hindi.
Ay, kanino kaya yan? Sige, open cam and then let's have our picture. Attendance nyo yan eh. Alright, so hopefully you learn something from the lesson, guys. Have a nice day and please send sa ating GC ang ating tawag doon, ang inyong mga sagot sa inyong question. Let's have our closing prayer. Sir Don, please lead us in our closing prayer. Andiyan ba Sir Don? Sige, ako na lang.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sige, Sir Don.
Okay, go.